Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and I am ready to work on Jonah again. So today we're going to do these pockets, we're going to do a belly band, we're going to do a pocket and a flap, and we're going to do this flap that I forgot about. And this one is the one with the double pocket, and I'm going to punch the edge do a rounded punch on the edge of this one. I just always like the rounded edges better. And I'm going to ink it. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Getting ready or having Christmas parties and different dinners and celebrations, or not. We have kind of a quiet time. We went to Kansas City and saw our granddaughter, and that's really kind of it for us. We don't have any big family things planned. Okay, so this one needs to be trimmed off just a little bit when I glue that pocket on. Okay, so this will go, since it's him, it's when they threw him out into the ocean. So it's kind of at the beginning. So it's probably going to go in this first signature. And so, I mean, it could even go really on the first page. So it's kind of there. I think that might be okay. I'm going to go ahead and glue that on the first page. So, got all kinds of flaps in this one this time. I wanted to change it up a little bit. And it goes top to bottom the same height as your page, so be sure you get it exactly where you want it. Like I didn't do there. Okay, and now check it, because you don't want it to bind up in the fold. And see how mine's sticking out? So the answer to that would be to either trim this off or to just ink this. And I'm just going to ink it. Make it go away, so to speak. So I think I'll use my chipped sapphire, probably work, ink, and that just kind of makes it fall back to the background. Nobody ever notices. There. Okay. Well, I've got this out. I think I'll go ahead and, I said I was going to use some blue. I'm not sure where all it will show, but I'm going to go ahead and, especially on this aqua, like it needs a little bit of blue mixed into it, maybe. I'm just going to add some blue. See if there's any place else, maybe here. This looks good with the dark blue here because it's kind of an aqua blue, so this dark blue ink kind of helps it come together a little bit more. Maybe just a little bit to kind of pull the blue out of him. And then do I need it here? Up here I've got this white edge where I didn't get my paint, so I'm just going to hit it with that. And if nothing else, it just kind of makes it fall back. So, well, I've got it out. I'm going to take this signature and do the edge of this because it needs a little something on the edges to kind of finish it off. On the other side. Would have been smarter to ink that before I put all that together, but that's just not how I roll. So I will do it now. Okay, so that looks a lot better, I think, with that edge on it. Everything else is probably all right. I'm going to do these pockets here. So find a page where those go the best. They might look nice across from this kind of pattern because they're kind of similar type designs. And then let me look at the other side of that, see if it looks any better. Now that's got that going across from it, so I don't want to put it there. Okay, so there's that. Let me look over here real quick. Okay, I think this is probably the best. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna finish cutting this out. I left it attached so I wouldn't lose any pieces. And we're gonna take the scoreboard, score these little flaps. And so it's gonna be like this. And so I'm gonna cut rounded edges on this top flap. I think I'll use the large. And take my Distress ink. Okay, so we got these 4 pieces. Score these. And then there's 3 flaps on here to score. So we can fold those tabs. You'll have design that goes over the fold. That's intentional, so we don't have any white flashes. And then hit those with your ink. Oh, my dogs have decided to come upstairs. Hi, buddy. These are little pockets. I'm going to use my 1-inch punch and punch just a little divot so they look like pockets. And then hit those with your ink. Fold the tab up there, fold the tab up there. We're going to ink that. And we're going to glue these on. Now, we could do circles to tie them shut, and it would look really cool. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do, because otherwise these flaps are just going to be loose. Let me get my 1-inch circles in it. I've started to kind of just keep 1-inch circles, and some of them I go ahead and glue together. And actually, that's going to be really big. Oh well. And so you could use brads if you wanted to use brads instead. Let me look at my brads and see. Do you guys ever buy stuff and then you can't find it? I just went to Tuesday Morning. They have a lot of craft stuff really, really cheap. So I had just bought these Bow Bunny brads and couldn't find them. So here they are. And I think the turquoise might work really well with this. So I'm going to use these. Instead of using the circles, I'm going to use these brads to wrap string around. You could use both and just put the brads in the middle. Or you could just use the brads. I've done it both ways. The circles make it work a little bit better, but if you don't like the giant circles on there, you could do, well, you could always do smaller circles too, but you could just do the brads. So let me see. So if I put the pockets like this, that far apart, there's actually quite a bit of room to put a circle there and a circle there. So maybe I will do the circles and the brads. I just need to find 4 circles that are similar. So I have all these different ones. Well, there's 4 of the same paper in that sort of blue-green. I think I'll just do that. Okay, so then you want to have at least 2 thicknesses of paper. So, and sometimes 3, but I think 2 would probably be good on this. And we're going to actually need, it's going to be quite a few circles. So punch in some circles if you haven't already. And these are just out of plain paper. A lot of times when I've got a chunk of paper that I don't know what else to do with, I just sit there and punch 1-inch circles so that I have them on hand. So that's the top circle. And you could get away with just a circle, but I kind of like the old school way of doing it with 2 circles. Like, so like a circle and a circle, 2 of them sandwiched together here, 2 of them sandwiched together here. And then the string is supposed to go in between the 2. So I'm going to do it that way. So I've got my 4 top circles. Now I need 4 bottom circles. And they're not going to show, so you can just use your plain white circles. So I hope everybody's having a good day today, having fun crafting. Looking for my plain circles. I mean, the plain brown ones are always cool too. Looking for some paper that doesn't have designs on it. There we go. And I'm going to get my awl from my bookbinding kit. And also I think I'm going to touch the edges of these top circles with the distress ink just because they're white showing through here and there. So that way, I don't like white showing. I'd rather have brown. Have it look vintagey. Okay. So I'm going to take my 2 circles, plain one, designed one, put them here, and I'm going to just poke a hole in the center as best I can. I'm going to find a brad, probably the smaller ones. Let's see. Well, I've got 4 of these, so I'm going to use those so they all have the same brad. And I've got that hole stabbed in there. Put my brad through. And then, let's see, it's going to need to go kind of in the middle because it's a big circle. So I'm just going to eyeball the center. Poke that through. And you can you can washi tape over those. And I'm just going to use this cute dotted washi tape again that I used a minute ago. Put a little bit of glue and washi tape over it, trim it off. And then this one, let's see, get my circle. Get the center. Get the brad through the center. Poke a hole in the center of this. Washi tape. Okay, so I've got those two. So now I need this one. And let me see. This is going to be like here. This will be like here. Thereabouts. So probably about where that little doodad is on there is where I'm going to want my, so I'm going to want it right about there. So I'm going to take this pocket and overlap them. And I mean, I could have done that on the other one too, but I just now thought of it. And poke the holes so they're in the same spot. And then take my decorated circle and my plain circle. Poke a hole in the center. I'm putting it all the way down on the awl so it makes a bigger hole. And then get the brad. Put it through here. Ooh, that didn't look centered. Decorated circle, plain circle. Center as best you can. So I tell you it doesn't matter, but then I fiddle with it. There. So I turned it around and that centered it. Don't ask me why. Okay. I can sleep tonight. Okay, this one goes in. And then we can do our washi tape. Which really, you're not going to see this anyway, but it might make things not get hung up if you do put things in that pocket. They won't get hung up on this metal, so it might help the function a little bit better, even if it doesn't show. It's worth doing. In theory. So we've got our two pockets ready, got our page picked out. So fold your flaps up and put glue on them. Put them on the page. Whoops. Put them on the page. I'm not going to put it clear to the flap because I don't want to bind the fold up. So I'm going to put one there. And then I'm going to take the other one and go by that as to where I put it on the page. And actually, I kind of wish I'd moved that over, but will I dare move it? Yes. Okay, I'm going to move it over just a little bit. So regroup, reglue. I didn't want that big of a gap between the two pockets. So I'm going to redo, move it over a little bit towards the center. And put glue on the second one. And then look at about this distance that way and that way. Something like that. Glue those. And then you can glue the top flap. And actually, you want to do your string first. So get your string. I think I'll use a dark brown. And you want to tie a string in between your two circles. I'm going to tie this one behind this one. So I don't think I glued an extra circle on that one. So I'm going to tie it behind here. So I'm kind of cheating on this top one. So I'm going to tie it, double knot behind there. So it's really tied to the brad behind the circles. clip it so it doesn't show. Allow for it to wrap a couple of times and then cut it. All right, so tie a piece of string on this one between the circles. Okay, so we've got our 2 circles, got our string, cut it off. So now we're finally ready to glue these flaps on. And I'm going to put it where I think it looks best in relation to the bottom pocket and get the sides straight. And get them in the same place here. Line the sides up with the bottom. And then the string will wrap. Sure it will. A couple of times, whatever you want. Same on this one. Get your 2 circles apart so you can get that string started. And there you go. There are those 2 pockets. And they take up a bit of room. That's all right. Okay, so now we've got this pocket. So I'm going to finish cutting it out. And I'm going to cut the edges, or punch this rounded edges on the flap. And ink the pocket. Oh, we need our scoreboard. And on here. Okay, fold your tabs, and then you're ready to ink it on all the sides. So now we need to figure out where to put this pocket, and so look through your pages, see what's left of any pages that maybe don't have a whole lot going on. This is where, you know, I decoupage, but I may end up covering something up. And I think this is probably I don't want to put everything in this signature. It's already fat, so I'm not going to put it in that one. I'm going to put it in this one. And it looks like the most likely place is going to be here, even though I did decoupage. And that is going to be right on the fold. That is going to be, I always tell you, don't bind up your fold, and that is going to be right up against the fold. But it is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead, glue it in. And we will manhandle the journal and make it work. So, fold your tabs in, bring it out to the edge as much as you can. If it hangs over, we're going to just ink it. All right, we're going to glue this on. And I'm just going to put mine all the way up to the top and glue it there. And then to hold this down, I'm going to take a circle. I'm going to take a circle, glue some blue paper on it to make it 2 circles thick, and use this as a little gadget to hold this down. So I'm going to glue it on the bottom, but hopefully you can still get it like that. And so we're going to glue it on the bottom half. So put that there, put that there, glue it down, and then hopefully that will be just enough that you can tuck that in and it will hold it shut. Okay. And get that against that fold. Not too bad. Of course, mine's hanging off just a tad. So I'm going to be sure I hit it with whatever ink I can so there's no white showing. Okay. We've got that little tab sticking out. All right. Well, I think that is probably it for today. And we will come back and do some more. I hope you liked the video. If you did, click like. Think about subscribing. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.